Saturday morning, folks. Welcome to the Simpademic. Jason coming at you here. Chillier morning in Minnesota this week. We're in the teens right now for temperatures, and I want to talk about a subject that's a little bit less heavy than some of my more recent content. It actually aligns with the theme of my channel a little bit better than everything else. So here we go. I want to talk about two social media influencers who I happen to like a lot, Emily King and Billy Ray Brandt. And the question is, how do these types of influencers, one of whom I find, who's physically phenomenally attractive, the other one moderately so, and how do they handle with men who are simps showing up in their DMs and showing up in their posts and threads? And I think the answer for both is similar. One has directly said it, and the other one has basically implied it. And the answer is that neither one of them will engage with these men. And a decision I can personally applaud, respect, and appreciate. Because, again, I think men need to stop simping in general. Emily made this decision before she got engaged and got pregnant with her present child. And which actually makes her decision actually even better. Because Emily decided a long time ago, she has directly stated that she decided a long time ago that she was not going to engage with these men at all. Because, and her logic is this, engaging with these men in any type of format is giving them undeserved attention that will just result in the situation getting worse and repeating itself. They will simp more, even if you say not to, even if you explain, you're still giving them attention and validation in their minds. And Emily says that this is basically why she just doesn't engage with these men at all. And it's because by doing so, you kind of make the situation worse, which I'm not going to disagree with that at all. I can completely agree with it. 100%. I salute the decision. I think she should keep doing it. And going to Billy Ray here real quick, she's never made any direct comment about this particular subject. However, there's one video where she talks about what are called pay pigs. She went to an event called Fetish Con, which the terminology is pretty self-explanatory. And Billy Ray says that if she had responded to all the men that were willing to give her money, which she referred to as pay pig, or actually they refer to as pay pigs, that entire community. These are men who are simps to the extreme in that they're willing to throw money and resources at women just for attention, even if they're going to get treated like crap. And Billy Ray says, hey, look, I could have made $15,000 this weekend if I had responded to every man who had requested my PayPal or Venmo within sorry, did my film stop? Anyway, it didn't. That these men, if she had provided her Venmo or PayPal address, she could make $15,000 in one weekend. Obviously, by watching the rest of the video, it's pretty clear that she didn't. And it doesn't sound like she responded at all. So this decision on Billy Ray's behalf is implied. Again, highly understandable, highly respectable. This is basically, these two ladies are doing their part to help end the Simpademic, because by not giving these men any validation or attention, or make them think that they're getting anywhere, air quotes, with them, that by not giving them that satisfaction, maybe they'll just get exhausted and quit and give up. I hope so. But it is just beyond my comprehension and understanding on why men even do this. Again, I've said this story before, and I actually go to the extreme just to not to appear this way. So one of my favorite women's professional bowlers. I was at a tournament here in the Twin Cities last spring, about a year ago today, actually. And one of my favorite professional bowlers, Daria Payok, was actually feeling quite sick and not feeling very well. And I thought of a time in my particular junior bowling career where I was very sick. And however, it was at the Showboat in Las Vegas, and we had to cross through the sportsbook area to get from one side of the bowling center to the other. The Showboat was the biggest bowling center in the world at 106 lanes. And 70 were on one side, 36 were on the other. But every time I had to make that crossing and I was sick with a very severe cold, there was a stand with fresh squeezed orange juice. And it was the most amazing blessing I think I've ever had, food and drink-wise, in a bowling career, because I needed that juice that particular day. And I looked at Daria and I thought, boy, she could use some of that, it wouldn't necessarily have been fresh squeezed orange juice, but it would have still been orange juice. And I thought about getting her some. But I thought, you know what? I know she's got a boyfriend back home. Very, long-term committed relationship, fellow bowler. I don't want to be seen as simping or making any sort of a move. So I quietly just went about watching the rest of the tournament and didn't act on this thought, because I didn't want to be seen as approaching somebody who was already in a serious relationship of her own, and still is. So I go out of my way to not look this way. But at the same time, I kind of wish I would have done it, because, I think I could have done something to help her feel better through a grueling 12-game squad. And knowing Daria, I'm on her socials too, and knowing her thoughts, she probably would have, reimbursed me for the juice. And I think it would have been more than fair. I would have certainly taken it, but I just remember how that felt. And so I wanted to help. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to be seen as a simp or a creep. And yet, I kind of wish I'd done it, because I just know how that feels. Because it's just, in the middle of a 12-game squad. And in that tournament in Vegas, I was in a 12-game squad of my own. And was physically just drained. So anywho, that is my thoughts around that. I applaud both of those women for their decisions on their socials. They're helping me in the dream goal of ending the Simpademic, which just has to end. Because we can't have women getting unwarranted attention and unearned attention. Or in the case of Billy Ray, unearned money. And she knows it. I think I could say that, and I don't think she's going to be very offended. But anyhow, thank you just so much for spending your Saturday morning here with me. This is Jason and the Simpademic. Peace out, homies.